Hello. Hope you're having a great day. This is my first time using, what is it called? StreamYard. So I am going live in a bunch of different places, which is so cool. I've seen a lot of people use this and I've wanted to try it and I'm excited to be here. You are still able to put in comments, all of those things. And I'm excited to chat with you. So here are the comments. Let me know if you are here live with me. I wanted to talk about perfectionism today. This is something that pops up a lot with our clients, with our students. I see it all of the time. And I really just wanted to spend some time seeing if perfectionism is something that is holding you back from actually reaching those dreams and the business goals and all of these things that you have. Because to be real, like this is so common. It's also something that I struggle with. I think we all have these perfectionistic tendencies, and I kind of want to call them out today so that you can see where you are being perfectionistic, see if this is something that you are dealing with, and then also what you can actually do to get over this or realize it or work through it. So I wanted to share this. This is going to be a small taste of what we are going to be doing live next week during the Biz Alignment Bootcamp. So this is something that you can come join us. We are going live for 4 days straight. So you can create a business that you absolutely love that completely aligns with the life that you want to be living. So you can find that and register today at pinegateroad.com/BAB. BAB, Biz Alignment Bootcamp. I'd love to see you there. And if you're finding value in this video today and hanging out with me, then please go register. It's going to be a really fun time. So anyway, leave a comment if you are live, share if perfectionism is something that you are dealing with. I know it's something that so many of us, struggle with as we're putting ourselves out there and growing our businesses and creating these new offerings and programs and all of the things. And it is something that can really hold us back from getting to where we want to go. So I want to go over some of the symptoms of perfectionism. So some of these things look like you are afraid to go live or you're afraid to show your face on social media. I hear this a lot, and I want you to see, like, if that is something that you're doing, it's actually a sign of perfectionism. Okay. Another thing that I see a lot is people who you want to have your program or your course or your service or something like completely done before you actually go and sell it. So that is another sign of perfectionism. Hey, Sonia, so good to have you here. How do you deal with your perfectionism, if you have any? I know we have a very similar personality. Every time you talk about things, Sonia, I'm like, oh my gosh, you're like in my heart and soul. So I'm just wondering how you feel about this too. Okay, so another symptom that I see is that you are pushing things so far out in advance. Like you say you want to launch something or go live or do this thing, and you like give yourself so much time to make it happen, or you never set a deadline for yourself. So how many times do you say like, oh, I want to do this one day, but like right now I can't because I have this, and this going on. It sounds like a time kind of issue, but it's really perfectionism getting in the way here because time doesn't have to be an issue. Yeah, Sonia says, I want to get my product-based ladies to get out of their own way. I know, we all deal with this. So this is why I want to call it out today. And then the last thing is thinking things are for other people, but it's not something that you are allowing yourself to even dream about or think that you can have. So I know this is huge when we see others doing this thing or having this thing, and it's like this comparisonitis creeps up. And this is actually a sign of perfectionism. And I want to go over this today. Okay, so we see this all of the time at our company, Pine Gate Road, and at the Align Business. And I want to share how you can actually break through these things. So the first thing to breaking through them is understanding what is actually happening here. So what is actually happening is the comparisonitis. So that is number one, comparisonitis. So you are seeing other people like over here doing this big thing. Like maybe you're seeing people have their, the 6-figure year is like a really big thing. And you're like, okay, like they're doing that. So I need to be doing that too. Does that sound familiar? Let me know in the comments if that feels right. I know I see people having like $1 million launches and like all of these things. And I'm like, like I need to be doing this. And like I look at that and I'm like, what am I not doing that I'm not getting there, what do you have that? Like let me know. I don't know if like I'm in the StreamYard, so if you can leave hearts or whatever, just let me know that you are here and seeing that. So that comparisonitis of just being like, oh my gosh, like so-and-so is doing XYZ, so I need to be there. Do you have that? Okay, so that is a sign. And then the next sign or the next thing that is actually happening here is that you might have this like perfect way of doing something or this like ultimate plan of like how to get to that business goal. Maybe it's like launching a new program or launching a new course or reaching your first 6-figure year. And you feel like you have to do like, I have to write all my emails and I have to have this perfect Instagram and I have to go live every day and I have to do all my Instagram stories. And I have to have the perfect portfolio on my website and like do all of these things that are actually getting in the way of you doing what you need to do to grow your business, which is selling something. Okay. So you do not have to have this like perfect anything in order to actually sell something. You are worthy today. You have what it takes to do the thing. And you don't need this like perfect plan in order to get there. Okay. So that is the other thing. So number one is having that comparisonitis and judging where you are at now compared to the person who has the thing. The second thing is making things way too complicated and having that like perfect vision and thinking you have to like do all of the things in order to get there. And then the third thing here is that you fear what is going to happen if you do the thing. So this often comes up with showing up on social media. Okay. So if that is something that you feel, what are you actually fearing? So when you go live on social media, and you have this thought that comes up in your heart and you're like, I can't do that. Like somebody's going to judge me, right? We hear that a lot. Somebody's going to judge me for this. And so I want you to get really real about this right now and say like, I want this goal. This goal is like growing this 6-figure business. This goal is being able to retire my husband. This goal is having savings and being financially secure in your life and having that peace. Is the fear of actually having somebody judge you worth not putting yourself out there? So that is something I see a lot. Like, that fear stops you from actually doing it because you feel like you have to be perfect out in the world and show up perfect in order to do what you need to do. And that's a lie. So here are the ways I want you to be able to move forward through some of these things. So the first thing that you need to do is to embrace the shitty first draft. If you never have that first draft and you never go out there and you never show up live in an imperfect way, you're never going to have that experience that you actually need to grow and scale your business. Okay. You need to have that shitty first draft so that you can get the practice. Practice is the enemy of perfection. And sometimes people are like, I can't even practice because I'm not perfect at it yet. To get to perfect, which doesn't actually exist, but like to get to near perfect, all of those things that you see people doing that are perfect, they took years and years and years of practice. So you actually need to do that shitty first draft. You need to do the thing imperfectly in order to get to that place that you admire. Okay. Another thing is embracing simple wins. So that complicated, really like perfect way to launch and do this like ultimate launch and the best thing ever. If you broke all that down and you said, you know what, here is the end goal. I would love to have 5 clients and 5 students sign up. Like that is the end goal. Like Do you need to have the email sequences, the website, the design, the sales page, all of those complicated automations? Do you have to have any of that in order to go sell the thing, right? You don't. I sell things on Google Docs all of the time. I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars through selling in Google Docs and having actual conversations in DMs. I'll be going over this strategy next week during Biz Alignment Bootcamp. So be sure to register if you want to learn more about that. But I want you, when you think about that big launch, to really break it down. What do you actually need to do to get to your goal? It's usually way less complicated than you're making it seem. So get that simple win, make it way less complicated. And then the last thing is really breaking down what you are actually fearing. So when I say go sell a 10K website package, what pops up? If you are fearing people won't pay that, I don't know where to find the people, all of those things. What is the actual fear that you are fearing? Or if I say, go have conversations with people in the DMs, ask them to get on a sales call if they seem like a good fit. If you're fearing them saying oh, well, what if they say no? Then they say no. Are you going to let them saying no actually hold you back from asking for the sales call? Right? So in actually feeling through that moment by asking for that sales call and hearing no, that is a rejection. It hurts a little, but going through that feeling is can you experience that? Is it worth going through that feeling and actually hearing that no in order to get to where you want to go in the future? Because if you do that over and over and over again, and you embrace being told no, and you embrace those uncomfortable feelings of rejection, then and you embrace that fear, and you embrace those risks that are possible, they're usually not that bad. Okay. So if you think about that, and you hear this fear coming up inside of your head, is that actual reality of that fear worth feeling to get to that dream life? And when you actually put it down on paper and you say it out loud, it usually is. So those are the 3 things I want you to focus on if perfectionism is something that you are resonating with and it is holding you back from reaching your dreams. So that is just one quick tip for you to take that action, to get out of your own way. I'm giving you a big virtual hug here. And if you are wanting to really learn how to integrate this into your life and into your business and actually grow that business of your dreams, please register for the Biz Alignment Bootcamp. I would love to support you. It's going to be just like this, where we are hanging out live. You get to ask your questions, all of the things, and I can't wait to see you there. Bye, everybody.